Welcome to Harrison Hot Springs, British Columbia. This quiet little resort town is perfect for enjoying time on the water, in the forest, or just straight up relaxing.
Harrison Hot Springs is also super convenient for any Vancouverite to visit. If you've been dying for a break from the city but you don't want to go too far, this is the perfect escape. It's only an hour-and-a-half drive and you get that island feeling without ever having to take a ferry.
Our journey begins right here where I'm staying, at the Harrison Hot Springs Resort. There's not a whole lot of places to stay in town, and I gotta say, this looks like the place to stay in town. With the option of lakeside views and entrance to the famed hot springs included in the price of your stay, it makes for a pretty sweet getaway. I learned a great tip from somebody else who was staying at the hotel. They said if you get on their mailing list, they give out amazing deals about 3 or 4 times a year, and it also includes really great perks like free breakfast. And hopefully you will be able to take advantage of it on your vacation. Now, one thing you want to be aware of is that the main hotel was opened in 1926, which is really cool. It's super old, but as a consequence, it has no air conditioning. It can get pretty toasty here in the summer, so you might want to look at the air-conditioned East Tower or West Tower so you can be cool and comfortable. It costs a bit more, but it's well worth it. Outside, the grounds are absolutely beautiful. Gorgeous gardens and, of course, the hot springs. The water is fed from the spring source into the resort's 5 pools. You've also got a range of temperatures to choose from as well, whether you want to go hot, or you want to exercise a bit in the lap pool. You can do it all in the rejuvenating waters.
These warm and mineral-rich waters were first discovered by the Coast Salish First Nations people. They believed the waters to have spiritual and supernatural powers, and they knew about it for hundreds of years before anyone else did. The first non-native people to discover it was apparently a group of miners during the gold rush. So they were on a boat which capsized during a winter storm, and instead of plunging into icy cold water, they pleasantly discovered that it was nice and warm. The rest is history. Harrison Hot Springs became a resort destination. It was for people seeking relaxation and everything as a cure for diabetes to paralysis, and even though these therapeutic waters are great, that might be a little bit ambitious for what they can actually do.
With the warm summer breeze and the laid-back atmosphere, it feels like that rush of the city is just a million miles away. One note before you do get into town: grocery options, they're limited. So if you didn't bring what you need from home, the last stop before reaching town is Agassiz. There's a couple small little markets in the village, but they're really limited on the fruits and veggies, so you'll want to bring your own. This is definitely a view that I could get used to waking up to. After a relaxing morning and a light lunch at the Green Star Cafe, we drove out to the nearby Hicks Lake to do the 6-kilometer loop around the lake. Now, Hicks Lake itself, gorgeous. The trail, it's a little odd. About half the trail has been turned into a gravel road, thanks to the hydro company. We even found a park ranger to ask if there was another trail that we were missing, but nope, what we saw was what we got. The other half of the trail is definitely more like a typical trail. It's an easy hike for the most part, but there's maybe 5 to 10 spots that are pretty dodgy. We're talking broken bridges, slippery mud flats with no stable footing, that kind of thing. So if that doesn't sound like your cup of tea, maybe you should just enjoy the beaches. Now, some of the beaches are big and easily accessible from the parking lots, but there's a few great little beaches that you can reach just from off the trail as well. Now, the lake is also in Sasquatch Provincial Park, so you can even go camping and fishing here. They stock the lake each year with 1,000 rainbow trout, so you're free to fish providing you've got a fishing license, which you can get easily online. Now, I am definitely more of a hotel girl, so we didn't stay the night, but we did enjoy a cinnamon bun which we bought from Chuck and Kitty's Country Cafe, where we came across Chuck himself. Cinnamon buns may not be the traditional hiking food, but I think we can start a trend. For dinner, we got one of the best seats in the whole town. Well, at least as close as you're going to get to the ocean. We took a delicious dinner to go from the Hungry Chef Eatery and took it to the picnic tables at Rendell Park, which is at the far end of the village. It's the perfect way to watch the sun set before heading back to the hot spring pools.
This town seems to run on schnitzel. Now, I totally get it for the Black Forest restaurant behind me, why they have it, but pretty much every place in town does, aside from the sushi place. I'm kind of curious about that. There's also fudge everywhere, and I do see that as more like, vacation, ice cream, throw the diet out the window kind of thing, but the schnitzel everywhere is really curious, so I'm going to try and figure out why.
After talking to the tourism board, it seems like the origin of the schnitzel in the village was the Black Forest restaurant. I thought there was going to be something deeper than that, like Friedrich von Harrison was the founder of something, but no. It seems like everyone just wanted to jump onto the bandwagon of a good thing, and so you will find schnitzel just about everywhere. This morning we took the Whippoorwill Point and Sandy Cove Beach Trail, which conveniently starts right by the resort. As you head to the start of the trail, you'll also walk past the source of the spring and the 145°F water. You can't get inside, but if you really want a taste of that mineral spring water, and by taste I mean feel, there were some people soaking it up in a stream right beside it. I will tell you though, it was distinctly sulfurous smelling. Compared to the Hicks Lake Loop, this is way more of a real hike. The trail splits off and Sandy Cove and Whippoorwill become a loop, so either way, you're going to see it all. The trail to Sandy Cove is really nicely defined, and the cove is indeed sandy and secluded. At the far end, I found some really nice rocks with some gorgeous banding and colors, and it really came out with the water as it splashed on top of it. Speaking of rocks, two of my friends got engaged here, with a ring of my own design from virtuediamonds.com, so a bit of Katie history wrapped up into this travel guide. So after we enjoyed the moment there, we continued on the trail out to Whippoorwill Point. Now, this part of the trail definitely doesn't get the same kind of attention as the first bit. It's really easy to fall off the trail, so keep your eye on the tree tags to make sure you stay on the path, because we definitely came off it a few times. But let me tell you, the point itself is gorgeous and absolutely worth a little adventure in the forest to get that peaceful, serene view. Harrison Hot Springs is beautiful, relaxing, and the perfect mini escape for a weekend away. Whether you want to spend time on the water doing stuff like this, or you want to get in touch with nature through a good hike, or you're all about just the relaxation factor, Harrison Hot Springs has a little something for everyone. I hope you have a wonderful trip to Harrison Hot Springs, so feel free to send me a message. I would love to hear from you. And remember to like the video and subscribe. I hope you have a wonderful trip.